We're at the NHL Entry Draft in Dallas, and I'm here with Jim Matheson from Postmedia News. And Jim, Edmonton Oilers have the 10th overall pick. Do we expect them to actually make it?
I hope so, because then I don't have to worry about phoning somebody and tracking down somebody who's just been traded. Myself, I always like a clean and easy, okay, we took this kid and here's something about him. Peter Chiarelli says he's open for business. I'm not sure if he's making most of the calls or the other teams are calling him, but it's one of those in-between picks. It's not in the top 5, it's 10. And the teams who have no first-round pick are probably phoning him, saying, like, we have no first round, or we'd like to get in the first round, and that's why he would be listening. But they need a right-shot defenseman, and there's quite a few of them out there, and that seems to be the number one currency in today's NHL, a right-shot defenseman, no matter how good he is. If he shoots right and has a pulse, every team wants him.
Yeah, at that spot, you imagine Quinn Hughes would be available, maybe an Adam Boqvist, who knows, maybe a Noah Dobson, someone of that ilk. And obviously that's something that the Oilers could use, but maybe they could parlay that pick into a ready-made defenseman. You think that's the right way for the Oilers to go at this stage?
It's a good question. The general manager's under a certain amount of heat after last year's missing the playoffs, following on the heels of a terrific season. So he's under. General managers tend to look down the road. Coaches look at next game, but he's under some heat to do some stuff now, which is why he's looking at right-shot defensemen like Justin Falk, like a Tyson Barrie. I think the ideal one would be Colton Parayko in St. Louis.
You could get him.
He's from St. Albert, a suburb of Edmonton, so he would be perfect. But I don't think there's much chance of getting him. And there's so much talk before the draft about all the stuff that's going to happen, and then usually you go to the draft and nothing happens. And you say, what about all these great stories I wrote ahead of time here? So I hope it's Quinn Hughes, because you can't shut him up at the prospects.
And you know what, for Paul Coffey being there, he's very much like Paul Coffey in the sense that this guy can skate his way out of trouble with no problem, really.
And he's played a year of college already, so he's played against older players. He also played in the World Championships as an 18-year-old. And when asked who the toughest player he played against at the World Championships, he said, as a fighter or a hard guy to play against, he said hard guy, and he said Connor McDavid. I had no chance playing against him. So I'm sure he'd rather be on the same team than trying to check Connor McDavid.
Well, we'll see what happens Saturday or Friday at the draft. Like I said, Edmonton with the 10th overall pick. We'll see if they use it or parlay it into a trade. For Postmedia News, I'm Michael Traikos. This is Jim Matheson.